Well, my name is Jaden. I love salsa dancing, poetry. Yeah, I like to shake it up. I've been homeless out here for about 4 years, 4.5 years, and now I'm housed and giving back to the community.
Hello, I'm Natasha. I am an acting major and a film minor. I'm a sophomore here at USC, and I love to sing, dance, do yoga, cook. And I wanted to get involved in this project because every time I see a homeless, unhoused neighbor, I don't know what to do. I really, really want to help them, but I find myself in a state of paralysis. I hope to learn from you and your experience and become a more empathetic and respectful neighbor.
Hi, I'm Steven. I love to dance, act, draw, take naps in the afternoons. Those are the best time. I am a current master's student studying arts journalism at Hamburg. And I joined this project because I think these conversations are really important to have, especially at USC.
My name is Linda, and I advocate with the Corporation for Supportive Housing to help end the homeless epidemic in Los Angeles. I've had over 10 years of lived experiences with homelessness.
Well, again, thank you so much for being here and for just opening up your heart to tell us your story. We really appreciate it. I wanted to jump and start with this common stigma, stereotype that people say that it can't be true that homeless people want to be homeless, that they want to be on the street, that it's their way of life. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
Well, I believe I can speak for all people experiencing homelessness that nobody wants to be homeless. It's not something people want to do. It's just so dangerous out there. You experience a lot of danger, actually dangerous situations pop up all the time.
What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, for me, I don't think anyone would want to be homeless. When I was homeless, it definitely wasn't a choice for me to be homeless. Like she said, it's very dangerous. And, you don't have food, you don't have a place to bathe, you get made fun of. It's not fun, and I don't think anyone would choose.
And I know that there are also shelters. What has been your experiences with those?
Well, I know shelters are a lot better than they were back then because it's been 10 years since I've been homeless. And back then it was filthy. It was unsafe because the separation from the guys, the women from the guys is not a really good separation. In fact, I saw women almost being raped. The showers were so dirty. I felt like it would be safer not to take a shower than to take a shower.
And what about you, Jaden?
For me, it was like a yes and no. Like there was dangerous times at the shelter when I used to be in two different shelters. One, same thing, but women and men together. You see drugs. People would sleep all next to each other, filthy. And then I've also been when I was younger, my Tay age, I was in other shelters that was more clean, had food, was able to get resources, clothing. They had bunk beds, so it wasn't like all in one. So I had like all different experiences with that.
So, how did a typical day look like being on the streets?
Oh. I didn't know day from night. No. Days where I don't know. A typical day on the street was not just finding something to eat, finding a safe place to be. I don't know. What was a typical day like?
Yeah, a typical day for me would be figuring out where to sleep. So I would be like moving to different areas. Sometimes I would be sleeping in dirt, finding out what to eat. Sometimes I'd be going to stores and stealing food, which I don't steal, but I had to get food somehow. And then also being made fun of, pointing that. So I would always be very quiet and shy. Just wanted a friend, but no one would see me as that. So I'm just some homeless person. That's cool. So that was my typical day.
But how did it feel like living on the streets?
It felt filthy, scary, tiring, sad, lonely, nothing at all to be happy about.
Yeah, Jane. On a typical day, like what kind of interactions would you experience, whether they're
Mostly it was bad reaction. I really didn't have someone to stop by and say, "Hey, did you need something? Or did you need help? Are you okay?" It was mostly, especially around the area I was homeless, which was the USC area. Being pointed at, made fun of, laughed.
A typical day would be mostly walking because I didn't want people to tell me to leave where I was. So I would just walk a lot to play with my feet because it's so sore. I would actually have blisters.
So what are some good experiences you've had with people, and how have you been able to build trust with those people?
It's a good experience for me that had so, for me, especially, being neglected, it's very hard to trust someone. So, you would have to come by often to show that it'd be me. For me, it'd be like a sign of care. By, coming down and saying, do you want water? Or even offering to say hello. My name is blah, blah, blah. That usually starts to gain my trust. If someone comes at me with a paper says, "Come on, let's go sign this. Let's get you away from here," right away, I'm not going to trust the person. So it takes baby steps to trust someone. It might take more than a few days, so that's why you got to keep coming to show the person that they care.
And then what for you was that?
A good experience for me was someone who would always come looking for me. This lady who worked with the Mary Magnet Project would come out there and look for me. I mean, she came all the way from Reseda to Compton looking for me. Well, actually, it was Gardena looking for me 2 times. So I felt feel like somebody cared whenever I saw her.
So when someone wants to help and they see someone in the streets, what should they do?
They should ask them if they need anything. Do they want food or water? Even to say hello, acknowledge that they're there. Some people might not want help at the moment. Some people might want help at the moment. So it just depends. You gotta get their trust first.
Yeah, like treat them like a neighbor, a friend, right? Not just
That's all. That opens the door.
yeah.
I would treat people the way I would want to be treated if I were homeless. Just treat them the way you want to be treated. It seems to always work out. No, treat people the way you want to be treated.
Be kind.
Yeah.
And then what about if someone's having a mental health crisis? What happens?
I would call 911 because they might be dangerous. You don't know what that person has gone through. Yeah, so it might be, I don't know, it's sure you don't try to go behind them and touch them. Don't touch them to do it. They might act crazy to touch them.
Yeah, I think it just it depends on how they're reacting. If someone's like going through something and you see you're screaming or yelling, or it's best not even to go up to the person, conversate with the person. I mean, you pretty much can tell, to figure out if someone's going through something. Just to be safe, it's hard. Just not talk to the person.
Linda, what helped you get stable?
I would think mostly my house, of course, or my home. And there was a lady named Danielle. She was a case manager or something like that. And she would always call me and say, "Linda, come down here and keep me company." And I would go down there and then she would ask me to go with her to watch the flies. And just to talk to her and it was really a lot. I really appreciate that.
You, Jake?
What kept me stable is like being able to have my own housing. I had a treatment to help with my mental health, just to stable me out, being on the streets and trauma. I had a lot of depression. That helped me out too. And then also stable was, having my own place now. I was starting to be on medication for my mental health. I had a lot of trauma, being depressed, being on the streets, and also by having someone by my side. This individual I'll never forget. He's still there with me today. When I first first was housed, it wasn't easy to learn how to be independent, especially not being acknowledged by your own parents or being on the streets for so long. You don't even know a bank account, something silly as that. So I had to learn all those aspects of life. And, I was able to get my own job, and giving back to the community. I had my own car, my own place, and yes, I did a lot of it on my own, but without this guy's help, I don't think I would get here this far. So having that extra support from even if you're housed or being homeless, would really get something. I appreciate it so much.
So, yeah, it's been a good experience being able to meet everyone just because, whenever I do any kind of project that's specific about a community, I always think that it's important to have the voices of the community there present because they're the ones who can best represent what's going on. And I think focusing or doing projects that don't, make those voices, the forefront of what's going on, isn't that great. And I think this project has really shown a lot of narratives and stories that people don't really think about. I know some that I'm in. So I am very grateful for this experience. I think it's been a great. But all going to the same thing that's like treat people that we want to be treated. Something that we always say in growing up, but never fully, I don't think, seep into our bodies or really understand. Especially as we grow older, we forget about that. And I think that's one of the big takeaways is to never forget about that. That treat people the way that you want to be treated, no matter what. And I always feel like it's something that we should remind ourselves of.
This process has been really very good for me, especially during this COVID season, because it kind of took me out of myself. I was kind of getting caught up with just me, focusing on watching too much television. So it kind of took me out of that. It gave me some more purpose and gave me something to do, look forward to. So I would always really look forward to meeting with you guys, and I'm really glad to meet you guys. I think you guys are a good crew to work with. Thank you for being here. It makes it feel like you could be here for me. Give me something to do. So thank you very much for being here, being very supportive, and this has really helped me a lot too.
Really enjoyed this process and working with you guys. It was nice meeting all of you guys. Linda, Steven, and Natasha. It was a real pleasure. It was fun, besides us doing this project to have people learn and listen and understand. It was fun working together. And you guys are very open-minded, which I really love. You know how much people like that in the world sometimes, So it was a great opportunity, and I'm really happy to meet each one.
As students, we are curious and passionate about social justice issues and statistics and facts, but we can never encounter it in a human way. So I'm very glad you guys opened your hearts and you shared your stories so we can see it from a first person perspective and actually change it with empathy as a priority.